change to fashion products and the fashion system towards greater ecological integrity and social justice.
Gue sendiri memilih untuk bekerja di bidang energi terbarukan sebagai bentuk sumbangsi kecil gue.
Memilih dan memilah sampah dari rumah supaya tidak diharapkan makin banyak timbunan sampah di TPA.
Once every few months, I take them out, put them into the soil, and slowly they turn into compost. And now our garden grows way better.
I usually wake up with my AC off because I have my timer on. I think it's great because less electricity generated, less money spent, and no more procrastination in bed.
Sedangkan sampah non-organik diangkut pada hari Selasa oleh petugas sampah dari Desa Taru.
Saya akan memanfaatkan lahan ini untuk menanam agar tidak ada lagi masyarakat yang membuang sampah nih di dalam padi tersebut.
Menyebabkan memanasnya suhu bumi. Dampaknya tentu saja mencarinya es pada kutub yang menyebabkan bertambah tingginya permukaan air laut.
Organic farming is now starting to be widely known by the public along with the trend of healthy living. Many organic farmers have sprung up along with an increasingly open market share.
Wisatawan tersebut akan bisa melihat langsung perkembangan pohonnya melalui aplikasi tersebut dan juga bisa melihat pohon-pohon tanaman orang lain di sekitar pohon yang ditanam.
Have you ever wondered about how many trash that you create in just a day?
We have ingrained a fast-track lifestyle in our daily lives.
However, this is the place where each garbage is sorted and recycled, not by machine, but by humans.
Sehingga ada beberapa sampah yang bisa disetor ke bank sampah sebagai tabungan. Seperti sampah organik, tiap rumah tangga itu pasti setiap hari memproduksi sampah organik.
Maka dari itu, ini dia langkah kecil yang bisa kamu lakukan untuk bikin bumi happy lagi. Pertama, bawa botol minum sendiri.
But I hope this step will grow bigger every day, because I believe many roads lead to net zero, right?
Naik sepeda itu menurut saya bisa menghindari macet dan juga nggak menambah polusi udara di kota.
Several impacts that could affect wildlife and also us, humans. It could damage carbon sink ecosystems such as mangroves, seagrass beds, and coral reefs.
Seseorang mengeluarkan karbon dioksida dan jika dikali 7,8 miliar orang, emisi karbon napas manusia berkontribusi terhadap 5,8% volume emisi karbon tahunan. Apakah kita harus berhenti bernapas?
Bagi bumi kita tercinta ini. Contohnya di rumah, aku memasang teknologi panel surya yang mengubah energi matahari menjadi listrik.
What does sustainable fashion mean? Well, it is a movement of fostering change to fashion products and the fashion system towards greater ecological integrity and social justice.
Gue sendiri memilih untuk bekerja di bidang energi terbarukan sebagai bentuk sumbangsi kecil gue.
Memilih dan memilah sampah dari rumah supaya tidak diharapkan makin banyak timbunan sampah di TPA.
Once every few months, I take them out, put them into the soil, and slowly they turn into compost. And now our garden grows way better.
I usually wake up with my AC off because I have my timer on. I think it's great because less electricity generated, less money spent, and no more procrastination in bed.
Sedangkan sampah non-organik diangkut pada hari Selasa oleh petugas sampah dari Desa Taru.
Saya akan memanfaatkan lahan ini untuk menanam agar tidak ada lagi masyarakat yang membuang sampah nih di dalam padi tersebut.
Menyebabkan memanasnya suhu bumi. Dampaknya tentu saja mencarinya es pada kutub yang menyebabkan bertambah tingginya permukaan air laut.
Organic farming is now starting to be widely known by the public along with the trend of healthy living. Many organic farmers have sprung up along with an increasingly open market share.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the winner ceremony of the Indonesia for Climate Video Competition. The Indonesia for Climate Video Competition is an online competition that is hosted by Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia in cooperation with the Embassy of the United Kingdom, Embassy of Italy, and Embassy of Sweden in Jakarta, along with PT Rimba Makmur Utama. The competition comes ahead of COP26, the United Nations Climate Summit, to be held this November in Glasgow, which this year is organized by the United Kingdom and Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, today with us, joining here in the Zoom room, we have with us Excellencies, British Ambassador Owen Jenkins. Welcome, Ambassador Owen. The Italian Ambassador, Benedetto Lateri. Welcome, Ambassador. And the Swedish Ambassador, Marina Berg. Welcome, Ambassador. We also have with us the FPCI founder and chairman, Pak Dino Patijalal. Welcome, Pak Dino. And I would also like to recognize the rest of our attendees here today, the early bird winners and the top 20 finalists of the Indonesia for Climate Video Competition. Thank you for taking part in this competition and for your outstanding submissions that we all have enjoyed. The theme of the competition, Many Roads Lead to Net Zero, emphasizes that in order to stop contributing to climate change and to avoid the climate crisis, we all need to be involved and we all need to take actions together. Whether these actions are big or small, it may lead to big changes that can make our world a safer space for our current generation and for all future generations. The program was launched in early June by the COP26 President-designate Alok Sharma during his visit to Jakarta, Indonesia, and was then announced to all of the embassies and FPCI's network nationwide. Submissions were open for a little over 2 months, beginning from the 1st of June up until the 20th of August. And we're very glad to share with you today that we have received a total submission of 218 videos, each highlighting their unique solutions to the climate emergency. After a fair, strict, and professional judging process from FPCI and the embassies of UK, Italy, and Sweden, we have selected the top 20 finalists, the people who we see today. Congratulations to all of you. And during this ceremony, we will first announce the top 10 videos and early bird winners. We will then showcase the top 3 videos selected. We will also have a Q&A with the attending ambassadors, the winners, and Pak Dino for the press and the public later at the end. You can submit your questions throughout the ceremony to me via the Zoom chat, or if you're watching from YouTube, you can state your questions in the YouTube chat room. I would also like to welcome Ambassador Vincent Pickett, the Ambassador of the European Union to Indonesia, who are joining with us today as well. I know that everybody here is very excited for the winner's announcement, but before we do so, I would like to welcome the Ambassador of the United Kingdom, His Excellency Owen Jenkins, to share a few words. Ambassador, over to you.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm unmuted. Thank you very much indeed. And excited is the right word, I think. It's tremendous to be here towards the end of, I'm sure, a long week for everybody. But this is the sort of event where it's really great to be connected to and to be inspired by young Indonesians who are genuinely acting on the threat of climate change. Let me first thank and acknowledge the tremendous FPCI team for all of the work that they've put into this competition. Of course, in particular, the force of nature that is His Excellency Dr. Dino Patijalal for running a superb competition. But I know that the rest of the team, Mbak Cindy, Mbak Esther, and Mas Rainaldi on the FPCI team also deserve particular thanks. So thank you and well done. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence here today of His Excellency Ambassador Benedetto Lateri, Ambassador of Italy, and Her Excellency Marina Berg of Sweden. And of course, I would love to welcome our top 20 finalists, as well as the Indonesian media and all of the people watching on YouTube. Thank you for joining us today in the presence of such remarkable young people. The theme for our competition, and I'm delighted that I was there at its inception when Alok Sharma was here in Jakarta, was Many Roads Lead to Net Zero. And we know that there are many roads to net zero, but we also know that it's critical to reach that target globally as soon as we can, but certainly before the middle of this century. The average global temperature rise which we're experiencing is already 1.2 degrees. And we're seeing the impacts of that rise already in many places around the world, in catastrophic weather events, in impacts on agriculture, on the oceans, and a range of other things. Through this competition, we wanted to encourage Indonesian young people to think about what they can do, what their societies can do, to bring forward the day when we reach net zero. There are a multitude of ways of doing so, and we wanted to showcase some of those really creative ideas and solutions which are out there. And that's because sometimes it's really hard to identify where to start with a global challenge like climate change. But the films that we will see some of today and the 218 contributions that we had identified a whole range of different things that can all be done at once. They address themes like how solar panels can provide cheap electricity anywhere in Indonesia, how our coral reefs need protecting, and how we risk losing them if we don't stop runaway climate change. How we can change the fashion industry by being more creative about what we wear, how we upcycle and how we use materials, how cycling offers us reliable, cheap and green transport, how mangroves can be planted to absorb greenhouse gases, how we can reduce waste, tackle plastic pollution to minimize the impact, and in other waste areas, how we can compost so that we reduce methane emissions as well. Those ideas, along with cleaning rivers, avoiding single-use plastics and so on, form a fantastic menu of things that we can all do and that we can all spread in our societies to tackle climate change and move towards net zero more quickly. I was really impressed with the quality of the ideas and of the quality of the videos. It's wonderful to see the energy and creativity which people brought to the challenge, which FPCI and the embassies set them. And we in the UK want to help Indonesian young people have an impact. Through our Chevening Scholarship Programme, we send around 70 talented young Indonesians to the UK every year to study a range of subjects, but increasingly environmental science among them. We help to train Indonesia's young leaders through the British Council Future Leaders Connect programme to find other talented young leaders from around the world and act together against this global challenge. And I know that if Indonesia can harness these incredible ideas and the talent of its young people, it can make a real difference, because Indonesia is a potential superpower in the climate area, as Mr. Sharma said when he was here. It has astonishing and abundant clean energy potential. It has an extraordinary wealth of natural mineral resources, which can be used in battery technology and other essential technologies for green growth. An amazingly fertile climate, which can be used to maximize productive agriculture, and an incredible natural environment, which can be protected and used to take forward sustainable development for the benefit of all Indonesians and the world more widely. So I think there is a fantastic opportunity here, and our wonderful participants in the film competition have shown us how we can take that opportunity and tackle global warming to get to net zero as quickly as possible. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak, and I look forward to the rest of the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Owen, for your remarks. Next, we would like to invite the Ambassador of Italy to Indonesia, His Excellency Benedetto Latteri. Ambassador, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, esteemed colleagues, Marina Berg and Owen Jenkins. Ladies and gentlemen, but especially a warm welcome to the young Indonesians who are listening to us. I want, first of all, to extend my warmest congratulations to the 218 Indonesian young people that submitted their videos suggesting experiences and ideas how to tackle the climate change in Indonesia. In this virtual ceremony today, we honor those who have excelled in particular ways in this competition. In reality, I like to say that we are going to honor all the young people of Indonesia, celebrating their commitment and also their care of their country and the climate of their country. Many of them have raised national issues. They show many roads to net zeros. As Owens already said, plastic pollution, waste management, the sea pollution, and other issues has been exposed in these videos. And I want to thank you again greatly from the bottom of my heart for this commitment. We are now going to announce the winners in this competition, and I would like to express also my gratitude to FPCI and its wonderful team, and also the President Dino Patijayal for coordinating the British Embassy, Italian Embassy, and Swedish embassies in this organization for this competition. By the Italian team there's been a lot of in the Italian team. There's been a lot of care, enthusiasm in participating in these initiatives, and selecting videos has been very difficult for us. Well, climate change is a global issue, as everybody knows, and the world is in a state of emergency. The sooner we act, the better. And immediate action is required, as leaders and experts keep telling us. The past decade has been the hottest ever recorded, but apparently there is still time to tackle this threat. The time is the next decade. We are being told that in the next decade, the world can redirect the trajectory toward some kind of climate neutrality. But the next decade has already started, and we are almost at the end of the first year out of the 10. Stakeholders are very much, are many involved in this process. We have national governments, we have international organizations, civil society organization, business world, the academy, local authorities, regional authorities. All of them are relevant towards a process, to work in a process which will culminating in Glasgow later this year. We all hope to get a full implementation of the Paris Agreement and the construction of a greener, healthier, and more sustainable way of life. But with this competition today, we want also to stress that in our view, the most important stakeholders are the ordinary people, among them the young ones. They will inherit this world. So we need active engagement from them in their communities and in order to achieve ambitious goals. We need to promote global awareness where energy transition, ecological transition does not represent a burden, does not represent simply a necessity, but rather an opportunity for generating wealth well-being, and employment for all. And Indonesia is expected to play an important role at the global level. Is a major player in this action. The role of Indonesia will be enhanced next year with the upcoming presidency of G20. And within the G20, Italy already started a great and important action towards climate change fight. We are we want we want to see that the Indonesian youth push towards initiatives that can pass the message to the leadership. This is the spirit that will also animate the event that at the end of this month will be organized in Milano. Is the just for youth people around the world. Youth for climate driving ambitions. And this event is conceived as an opportunity for young people to draw up a concrete proposal, to speak up to the leaders of the world, and to pass messages from the young generation to the leaders. And I will do my best to ensure that this experiment today will be shared will resonate in a way also in the forum in Milano in the end of September. So thank you very much, and a great welcome for all the participants at the contest. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Lateri, for your kind words to our participants today, and also on your remarks about Indonesia's role in COP26 and next year in G20. Next, I would like to invite to deliver her opening remarks, Her Excellency Marina Berg, the Ambassador of Sweden to Indonesia.
Thank you very much, dear friends and colleagues. First of all, thank you very much, the Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, FPCI, for organizing this event and taking such a great and responsible part of this event and competition. And thank you also to my dear colleagues, His Excellency Owen Jenkins, and also His Excellency Ambassador Benedetto Lateri. And of course, thank you very much to my dear friend, Pak Dino, for your continued leadership on climate change and towards sustainable development in Indonesia. But maybe foremost, thank you to everyone who has contributed with their videos in this campaign. Your engagement and activism for a more sustainable world is an inspiration to us all. We all know that climate change is real. We are all living in it, and we are all experiencing it firsthand. This summer, the scientific community sounded its alarm once more. The IPCC report makes clear that only by reducing greenhouse gas emissions to net zero by 2050 can we limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Climate change is the defining crisis of our time, and it is happening even more quickly than we feared. On this, there is no doubt. We can all contribute, that's the good part, and Sweden will take on international climate leadership. Friends, when looking how to start tracking our way out of the pandemic to its recovery, we have the chance to ensure that we do it the right way, the green way. This is true in Sweden, and this is true in Indonesia. A green recovery allows us all to rethink development. Broad-based recovery strategies need to be developed to promote growth, employment, and competitiveness. The design of such strategies should include structural elements and be used as an opportunity to undertake important reforms for the future. In doing so, we must ensure that recovery strategies keep us on track towards the 2030 agenda and the goals of the Paris Agreement, building a sustainable and inclusive economy. We need to ensure that recovery is based on green transition. Moving forward, we must be aware that a green recovery builds on synergies between policies in the areas of climate, environment, energy and infrastructure, employment together with innovative entrepreneurship, sustainable finance, and maximizing the opportunities provided by digitalization. An integrated approach will give us a robust basis for a coherent and result-oriented global response. That is what we need. And let us also remember that green recovery needs to be socially sustainable. In line with the Paris Agreement and the 2030 Agenda, women and men must have the same opportunities to be involved in relevant processes, and also vulnerable groups, communities, and ecosystems must be taken into consideration through a right-based approach. A green recovery could help reshape our economies based on our responsibility to future generations. Sweden stands ready to support Indonesia and all other partners in this joint endeavor. I thank you all for your attention and my gratitude again to the organizers. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Ambassador. We have all heard it from the ambassadors how hard it is to choose the top 20 finalists, only showing the quality and then the unique and creative ways that all the 200 finalists have showed their climate action for Indonesia. Now, without further ado, let us begin with the announcements for the early bird winners. The early bird winners have won this prize as they were the first 10 participants to submit their videos. Thank you to all of you for your enthusiasm and quick action in taking the steps needed for our planet. And winners of the early bird prize will receive a free 6-month Spotify voucher or a 24-bottle tumbler, depending on availability. And of course, we will also give you a competition certificate. Congratulations to Anugrah Agung Syamsurya. Congratulations as well to Muhammad Syahrul Mubarak. Congratulations to Hendy Julian Chakra. Congratulations to Akbar Fernando Ndabung. Congratulations to Maria Teresia Vero Ernawanti Sugiarto. Congratulations to Ananda Joshua Siburian. Congratulations to Muhammad Wahyu Saputra. Congratulations to Diah Aprianti. Congratulations to Sasi Mafiro. And congratulations to Violeta Elsa Namira Susanto. Again, thank you for your participation and quick action for the climate to all of these 10 early bird winners. Now we'll be moving on to the top 10 finalists. After close and careful and tough consideration, the FPCI team, along with the embassies of UK, Italy, and Sweden, have narrowed the top 20 finalists down into the best 10 videos. Firstly, allow me to announce the prizes for 10th place to 6th place winners. Each winner will receive a More Can't tote bag, a Leave No Trace vegan snack pouch, a Rafa Biden, a 6-month Spotify voucher, and a competition certificate. The organizing committee has taken great care in ensuring that all of the prizes given are environmentally friendly. Let me now begin by announcing the winners. In 10th place, congratulations to Fauzan Risa Adinugraha. Fauzan created a cute and short animation video titled Leftovers into Love. This video is about a 7-year-old girl named Alia and highlighted the importance of managing food leftovers at home, turning them into compost and using them to fertilize the family garden and grow more fruits and veggies, which Alia, the character in the video, loves to eat. So congratulations again, Fauzan. Moving on, we have our 9th place winner, Wayan Satriawan. Wayan's video showcased a policy of the Taro village in Bali, where all of its people have been practicing on sorting their household's organic waste from their non-organic waste, showing the importance of, again, sorting waste management in household. Thank you, Wayan, for your participation, and congratulations again. In 8th place, we have Elinga Aji Trisna. Congratulations to Elinga. Elinga's video is titled A Green Culture, Farming for the Future, which showcases organic farming as a sustainable method to utilize household organic waste, in contrast to the use of synthetic chemicals that can destroy soil nutrients. Congratulations, Elinga. Thank you for your participation. In 7th place, we have Suhaib Al-Qudri. Congratulations to Suhaib for his video, which showcased how extreme weather events like floods, droughts, and wildfires are increasing, and that renewable energy is the solution to avoiding climate change. In the video, he asked how we will live in the future if we do not act now. As since we have the evidence of what is happening, then we should act now. So that was the message that Suhaib brought in his video, and we'd like to say congratulations to him again. In 6th place, we would like to congratulate Gilang Ramadan. Gilang created an amazing animated video showing how the polar ice cap is melting, raising sea levels and thus threatening Jakarta. And in his video, he addressed how we can tackle this problem through transitioning our energy sources away from fossil fuels. Congratulations, Gilang. Now we'll be moving on to the 2nd to 5th place prizes. These winners each will receive a Fjallraven Wekankum backpack, a 24 bottles Klima bottle, a Rafa Biden, a 6-month Spotify voucher, and a competition certificate. Let me begin by announcing the 5th place winner. Congratulations to Karinka Bella Prasetya. In her video, Karinka advised that we should walk more, reduce our meat consumption, and reduce our screen time in order to address climate change and increase our physical and mental health at the same time. Such a wonderful video. Congratulations, Karinka. Next, in 4th place, I would like to invite Naja Safira Al-Faikaha. Naja gave a variety of solutions, including solar panels, hydroponic agriculture, and efficient fisheries, and more to make the most of our amazing natural resources. In her video, she mentions how air pollution is affecting all of us, and through consistent action, we can tackle climate change successfully. So congratulations again to Naja. In 3rd place goes to Alwi Johan for a video that explores the lives of the humans who are recycling our household waste. He makes the point that if we do not sort our garbage into what is recyclable and what is not, we effectively force others to do so. Each day, the 72 workers salvage 6 tons of recyclable waste from 100 tons of waste. The dignity, heroism, and cheerful spirits of those sorting our waste under difficult conditions leads us to question why we cannot do so ourselves in the comfort of our own homes. So congratulations again, Alwi. Thank you for your participation. 2nd place goes to Hendra for a video explaining how fashion is the 2nd most polluting thing in industry in the world, and how we as consumers can have a role in making fashion more sustainable by investing in clothes that we will wear for a long time, buying quality pieces, not in terms of quantity, and knowing about sustainable materials, as well as donating unwanted clothes. He reminds us that consumer choice is vital to drive environmental action, as businesses will care if consumers do. Congratulations, Hendra. With that, finally, we are all currently anticipating what we have all been waiting for, which is the 1st place winner. The 1st place winner will get the chance to go on a fully funded vlogging trip to Labuan Bajo with a friend. There, they will spend 3 days and 2 nights aboard a Finisi boat. They can also snorkel with manta rays, hike nearby mountains, or witness Komodo dragons and of course, experience the beautiful scenery and wildlife that the Indonesian natural resources has to offer. Along with this, they will also receive a Pure Raven Recontent backpack, a Rafa cap, Musette and Biden, a 24 bottles Klima bottle, a 6-month Spotify voucher, and a competition certificate. I mean, we have all of these amazing prizes for the first prize. So I think without further ado, I'd like to announce that the first prize winner will go to Aulia Suwarno. Congratulations to Aulia Salsabella Suwarno for your first place victory. Aulia's video showcased how marine debris and waste in the ocean is threatening wildlife and food chains. She advised how we could reduce, reuse, and recycle to minimize waste, including how we should reduce single-use plastics by carrying a tote bag and water bottle. In her video, Aulia also warned of the dangers of microplastics, which are plastic particles that's so small that they can only be seen under a microscope, but which can be found in items from shower gels to washing detergents to clothing. By using items with microplastics, we send millions of plastic particles into the sea each year entirely unnecessarily and into our own food chains. Congratulations again, Aulia. Later on, we'd like to invite you to share a few words. Again, we would like to congratulate you and congratulate the rest of our top 20. Each of you will receive an official certificate signed by each of the ambassadors here today. Thank you for joining this competition. I know that all of your climate actions have not gone unnoticed. The FPCI team has calculated that together, the top 20 videos have been watched by more than 20,000 people in Indonesia. And surely we believe that these people are more inspired by your climate actions, and hopefully they too will take climate actions themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now move on to watch the showcasing of the top 3 videos. In third place, we will showcase Awi Johan Yogatama's video on human recycling machine. I invite the operator to play Awi's video.
This mountain of garbage is called a landfill, located at Temanggung, Central Java. This landfill accommodates at least 100 tons of garbage each day. To the normal eyes, this view is considered to be a disgusting sight. However, this is the place where each garbage is sorted and recycled, not by machine, but by humans.
Proses mobil datang, ditimbang, langsung dibuang wonten lokasi pembuangan. Sasampunipun dibuang ngeten, nah niki kanca-kanca PSNO niku sakniki sami milah buangan niku sampah-sampah sing tasih payu, sing tasih saged di sade kersane sing mriki sepisan saged berkurang, sing dekne saged angsal pendapatan.
This is the condition where those workers are sorting garbages. Garbage is nothing for us, but it's like a pot of gold for them.
Nek sing jenenge pemilahan teng mriki sing jelas niku kaya niku ibu-ibu kaya bapak-bapak niku namung milih sing payu, ana sing mboten payu niku kula tarik mriki. Kula tarik teng lokasi niku mangke kula tata niki. Santai, bro.
Niki masnya tenang.
Payu niku.
Niki payu niki. Kok katoke pasti ke bahane kan yo. Raine ra penting, sing penting barange.
Napa mawon Bu sing payu, Bu?
Anggo werni-werni.
Niku napa niku?
Niki rasa. Niki plastik.
Plastik.
Niko nganu koran nek wong tiang desa ta kedus iki lho.
Susah buat njenengan niku.
Angge penak.
Penak.
Nggih.
Seneng ya, akeh seneng ya.
Kula seneng banget ngoten niki kok. Hanya damele kok, Mas. Pripun?
Oh, Bu.
Monggo.
Tasih rasa, Bu.
Tasih. Ah, kan butuh niku. Mit.
Nggih, monggo.
Ya.
Nek umpama kok jenengan wong 72 ki ora ana nang kene njur TPA ki rek kaya ngopo?
Nggih.
Pendak dina 6 ton kelonge. Nah, niku to. Seko 100 wis kelong 6 ton. Niku wis manfaat sing tanpa upama cara kok kula karo kanca-kanca TPA kon njikuki 6 ton ya mesine gering to nang kene. Wis gering tambah pungkring to mesine. Nah, lah niku.
As long as humanity is still active, it will cause waste. We should focus on how to recycle those waste to achieve emission-free in the year 2060. Until that day happens, the day we dream about, they are the hero.
Such an amazing video and cinematography work from Alwi. Congratulations again, Alwi. We thoroughly enjoyed your video. Next, I would like to invite the operator to play the second place's video, Hendra Wijaya, on fashion sustainability.
There are many forms of action, whether big or small, that we can do in order to make our world a greener and a better place. Surprisingly, fashion is the second most polluting industry in the world. Well, does it sound like a news? According to the data published by the United Nations Environment Programme and the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, every year the fashion industry uses 93 billion cubic meters of water, which is enough to meet the consumption needs of 5 million people. Not only that, around 20% of wastewater worldwide comes from fabric dyeing and treatment. The fashion industry is also responsible for 10% of annual global carbon emissions, which is more than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. In addition to that, every year 500,000 tons of plastic microfibers are dumped into the ocean, the equivalent of 50 billion plastic bottles which cannot be extracted from the water and they can spread throughout the food chain. As one of the most populous countries in the world, Indonesia inevitably has been contributing to the catastrophes, especially due to the significant shift of Indonesian people lifestyle over the decades. Fashion sustainability is no longer about fashionista, because we're all aware that fashion is our basic needs. Everyone needs fashion. So what does sustainable fashion mean? Well, it is a movement of fostering change to fashion products and the fashion system towards greater ecological integrity and social justice. Sustainable fashion not only addresses fashion textiles or products, but also the whole system or supply chain of how clothing is produced, who produced it, and how long the lifespan of a product is. Now, how do we as consumers can help address the global impacts of fashion waste? Actually, there are many ways to address them, such as reduce, reuse, and recycle. And here are several tips that you can follow. Tips number 1, invest in clothing that you will wear for a long time. Tips number 2, buy for quality, not quantity. Tips number 3, be knowledgeable about sustainable materials, check the tag and read the product information before you buy. Tips number 4, donate your unwanted clothes. And last but not least, resell your pre-loved items. In conclusion, sustainability is a group effort among the governments, businesses or brands, and consumers. However, it is also important to remember that consumers hold the control over the brands, as their demands will be translated into new products or designs. Therefore, their actions are vital to this movement. If consumers fully understand the importance of fashion sustainability, it will be much easier to achieve net zero emissions and to save our planet. Certainly, it will not be easy to make a difference, but it is also possible to do through continuous efforts to make our world a greener and a better place.
Thank you, Hendra, for your participation and for the production of that wonderful video. We have been informed that your video is the most watched video, have been viewed more than 15,000 times. So congratulations again to Hendra. I would like to invite next for Aulia Salsabella's video to be played on marine debris.
Let's be honest. Who doesn't love the ocean? The many beautiful biomes it has, the oxygen it produces, the natural resources it provides. I could go on and on. But did you know that our ocean is being threatened by something called marine debris? Marine debris is all kinds of litter coming from land, bodies of water, or coast that end up in oceans, making marine debris one of the most widespread pollution problems faced by the world's oceans and waterways. What damages could it cause? It could have several impacts that could affect wildlife and also us, humans. It could damage carboning ecosystems such as mangroves, seagrass beds, and coral reefs. It could also cause economic loss among communities due to vessel damage and decreasing recreational value in tourism. Today, there is no place on Earth immune to this problem, including Indonesia. Each year, 1.29 million tons of plastic get washed away and enter our waters. The Indonesian government has set a national action plan to reduce marine debris by 70% between 2018 to 2025, with a further ambition to achieve near zero waste in Indonesia by 2040. In order to achieve this goal, I'm going to ask you to join me in tackling the marine debris problem together. You've probably heard of the term reduce, reuse, and recycle. Out of these three, the simplest thing for us to do is to reduce and reuse. Plus, waste minimization is more important so that we can prevent more waste from entering our ocean. Beforehand, I'm going to categorize marine debris based on its constituent material. First, plastic. Plastic has become a staple item in our society for its diverse function. From plant pots, stationery, kitchenware, to the single-use items that we most frequently use, plastic bottles and bags. Each minute, there are 1 million plastic bottles and 2 million plastic bags used around the world, and most of them end up in landfills or the ocean. Plastic takes hundreds of years to decompose, and it just breaks down into smaller pieces in the ocean. It could be mistaken as food by wildlife, and thus become ingested and move up on the food web until it eventually ends up on our plates. The solution? Bring your own bags and bottle everywhere. When you go shopping, buy food, or just bike around, it's best to be prepared and bring your own stuffs. Another solution would be shopping from a bulk store. The second material is paper or cardboard. With the rising era of online shopping, the amount of cardboard used to wrap our goods increase. When we receive one, save it for future use or use it as handicraft. And last is fabrics that's made up of tiny strands of plastic like this one. When you wash a synthetic piece of clothing, the microfibers fall out and flow to a nearby marine habitat. The most effective solution is buying fewer synthetic clothes like fast fashion. Instead, invest on clothes that are sustainable or buy from thrift shops. Marine debris is a complex and ever-growing problem, and it's up to everyone to play a role in the solution. Start from yourself by changing your processes little by little until it becomes the way you do things. It may seem like a trivially small thing, but it is part of a larger cultural shift into a cleaner Indonesian Ocean by 2025. So, are you in?
Such an amazing video. It's not only informative, but also there's a call to action for everybody who watched, right? To tackle this issue together. Before I invite Alia to give a few remarks, I would like to note the attendees today that we'll be moving on to the Q&A after this. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to submit your questions directly to me via the Zoom chat. Okay, without further ado, Alia, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much, Esther. First of all, good afternoon to His Excellency Owen Jenkins, His Excellency Benedetto Letteri, Her Excellency Maureen Berg, Dr. Dino Patijalal, the FPCI team, and other participants. My name is Bella, and as a Bachelor of Science in Oceanography, the matters of the ocean is very close to my heart. Marine debris is becoming one of the growing focus points in my field as it has been grown into a big challenge for the environment. Therefore, I saw the Indonesia for Climate video competition as a platform to raise awareness about the marine debris problem, as well as promoting simple solutions we can do to reduce litter. As I said in the video, it may seem like a trivially small thing, but it is part of a larger cultural shift into a cleaner Indonesian ocean by 2025. I had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope this video could inspire and motivate us to start changing our ways of life into a more environmentally friendly one. In the end, I'd like to express my greatest gratitude to FPCI, the British Embassy Jakarta, the Italian Embassy to Indonesia, and the Embassy of Sweden in Jakarta for the opportunity. Thank you very much for your attention, and may this be one of our contributions to achieving net zero in our beloved Earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Alia, for your words, and congratulations once again. We will now be moving on to the question and answer session. And I have been receiving some questions since the beginning of our ceremony. And the first one is directed to the attending ambassadors. Surtio would like to ask, how will the video be impactful towards climate activism? And how will you engage youth, in particular Indonesian youth, leading up to COP26 in November? So I welcome any of the ambassadors, or even Pak Nino, if you would like to comment on this question. Ambassador Lateri, do you want to say something?
Yes, just if you hear me, not that much actually, but encouraging and raising awareness to the people, especially to young people. This has been one of the target objectives of the action of the embassy throughout the year. And participating in this initiative is one of the actions the embassy has been taking. We are focusing ourselves to the Youth for Climate event in Milano at the end of the month. It's a major event, but it's the unique event so far, never been done like this in the frame of the United Nations Conference of the Parties, known as COP. And we wanted just at the beginning of the meeting of the leaders, which will be taken in Milano in the days after, we wanted youth to gather and to speak up. Their recommendation will be passed formally to the leaders, the gathering in Milano. So this is specifically for this year, because in this year there are a lot of platforms who gathers and address the subject. COP26 will be the major on climate change with the summit in Glasgow in November. But also G20 is another major international forum where the climate change has been addressed, is being addressed, and where also Indonesia is an active actor, and next year will be will hold the presidency, the chairmanship. So we are expecting very much from Indonesia, and the commitment of the young people of Indonesia for us is encouraging.
Thank you, Ambassador. I see that Ambassador Burke has raised her hand. Please, Ambassador. Can the operator please assist Ambassador Burke to unmute? Okay.
I'm unmuted now, I think. Sorry, I had to change to my iPad instead of my computer, so it's a bit... Well, thank you so much. This is an important question and definitely a central question. In our work from the embassy, Swedish embassy side, and I think that goes for my EU colleagues in general, but definitely UK and Italy, we are working hard on focusing on raising the awareness in Indonesia on climate change, and that every single person can do its part to help mitigate the effects of the climate change. And youth is an important target group for us, and we try to reach out to them through social media and in different channels. But we can, of course, do better. So reach out to the Swedish embassy and tell us what we can do better in how to improve our cooperation. Because what is really important is to work together. That's the only way forward in order to stop the climate change. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Berg. Next, I will be raising the question again from Sir Tiwa, and this is directed to any of the finalists here today. What inspired you to participate in this video competition? And what was the challenge that you encountered during the production of the video? So perhaps if I can invite one representative from the participants today. We have heard from Olia, perhaps Hendra, or someone else would like to tackle this question. Does anybody want to answer this question? Perhaps from Ali or Hendra or any of the other participants. It seems that everybody is a little bit shy in speaking. So while some of our participants are thinking about their answers first, I want to raise another question from the Voice of Indonesia, and this is directed to Ambassador Burke, Ambassador Jenkins, and Ambassador Lateri. How is the implementation of the European Green Deal in your country so far? And what is the average carbon emissions reduction that your respective country has achieved by far until today? So I welcome any of the ambassadors to answer. I will repeat once again. The question is, how is the implementation of the European Green Deal in your country until now? And how far have you reduced carbon emissions in your country? Okay. Please, Ambassador Lateri, if you would like to respond to that question.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the question, which is not very easy to answer because it implies numbers and statistics and figures that I don't have in this moment with me, but the answer could be at the level of the European Union, where we have set very ambitious target to reach. First of all, we have been also in the frame of the G20 set the target to reduce the climate warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius compared with 1990 average temperature. And this is a major achievement. Another achievement at the European level will be in 2030 to get the 55% reduction of emissions in view of in the road, in view of the zero net to be achieved in 2050. So the targets are there, the commitment are there. There are a lot of legislation to be done, and it's working in progress. That is the commitment of Italy within Europe and the G20. I hope this will answer the question.
Thank you, Ambassador. Ambassador Burke, over to you.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, good. Well, this is of course, also a very important question, and we had to dig into our statistics a little bit. The greenhouse gas emissions from Sweden's economy decreased by 10% in 2020 compared to 2019. According to preliminary statistics for 2020. This is due to the emissions reductions in the transport and manufacturing and energy sectors specifically. But we also have, of course, the Swedish government has a long-term target, and that is to have a zero net greenhouse gas emissions by 2045 at the latest. That's my short answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Burke. It seems that Ambassador Jenkins has to go away due to some schedule, but I've been told that John, on behalf of the British Embassy, would like to answer the question.
Yes, so sorry, Ambassador Jenkins had to go away for an early meeting. I know he was extremely impressed by all the video entries, and so congratulations again to all the people who participated, and a big thanks to FPCI. So just on the question, the UK has managed to reduce our emissions substantially on 1990 levels by 72% and grown the economy at the same time by 42%. So this is proof that we don't need to choose between economic growth and tackling climate change. And Indonesia, in fact, had a report, the LCDI report, which showed that the strongest economic growth Indonesia could enjoy would be through taking green climate change measures. It's going to help future-proof the economy. So that's very positive news, I think. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan, for the answer. Yes. Okay, I will now go back to our earlier question, which was directed to the participants. I've been told that Hendra would like to answer this question, so let me repeat the question, which is that what inspired you to take action or participate in this video competition, and what was some of your challenges that you encountered during taking this climate action?
Okay, thank you so much for the questions. Well, actually, during these uncertain times, I reflected a lot on myself as a content creator and also aspiring fashion entrepreneur. about what I have been doing up to this point of my life. And then I keep doing my research about what is sustainable fashion means. And when I also take several short courses regarding fashion sustainability before, and then I learned a lot of, and I also gained so much information regarding how we can help to tackle these very unfortunate situations such as climate change and also pollution and many other forms of fashion waste. And regarding the challenge that I'm encountered in climate action, actually in the fashion industry itself, I find it very difficult to find affordable sustainable brand in Indonesia, for example, because the sustainable brands in Indonesia is quite limited and the price range is more on the dear side. It's quite unaffordable for us Indonesians, especially for the younger generation of Indonesia. So yeah, I really hope that in the future there will be so many fashion brands or labels that could establish their sustainable brands with sustainable materials and also, yeah, affordable in the price range. So I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hendra, for sharing that challenge and also raising the issue of concern, which is the lack of sustainable products in Indonesia, which is why this competition is so important. By raising awareness on the importance of sustainability and climate action, hopefully more consumers care about this issue, and thus we can also take greener actions in the future. Now we are nearing the end of the ceremony. So again, I would like to thank all the participants for your participation and submission of the video. Thank you also to all of the ambassadors attending. And before we end today, I would like to invite the founder and chairman of Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, Dr. Dino Patijalal, to say a few words. Pak Dino, the floor is yours, Pak.
Okay, thank you, Esther. And I want to say thank you also to Ambassador Benedetto of Italy, Ambassador Marina from Sweden, Ambassador Owen from the UK, John Nicol also, who's helping us with the project, Nikki from the Swedish Embassy, everybody. And especially all the participants in this video contest for joining this movement and this project to voice your concerns and aspirations about your climate future. This is a project specially meant, oh, by the way, I forget, I think Ambassador Vincent Piquet from EU is here also. So if he's somewhere in the Zoom, I want to shout out to him and send my best. Yeah, but this project is meant for the youth, and I want the youth to get some perspective on the importance of what you're doing. In the last 100 years, the youth has changed Indonesia 4 times, not in a small way, but in a big way. Yeah, 4 times. The first is 1928, the very first conception of Indonesian nationalism that was done by the Youth Pledge, right? That was the beginning of Indonesia, because before that, there was no such concept, no such political concept as Indonesia. Yeah, so 1928. 1945, the youth were at the forefront of the struggle for our independence, right? Militarily, diplomatically, politically, socially, and every other way, right? So that's the second big change for Indonesia, created by the youth. And then 1966, yeah, 65, 66, the change of the political order, right? That created Indonesia's economic development, all right, despite its shortcomings, right? And then the fourth one was the democracy and reformasi movement, right, which changed Indonesia forever, right? So in the last 100 years, 4 times you changed Indonesia, and you led the change. And I think the next big challenge, if you're asking what that would be, is the fifth one, which is how do you ensure climate security for Indonesia, especially for Centennial Indonesia in 2045? Because we are certainly heading towards a world which is 3 degrees hotter or 4 degrees hotter or even more, depending on what we do in the next 30 years. But that kind of a world is disastrous to your generation and to future Indonesian generations, which is why they call it existential threat to our nation, right? So it's not just an inflation threat, it's not just a financial crisis thing, it's not a separatist thing, right? It's not just a momentary political thing. This is an existential threat, the mother of all problems, as said by some, right? So the question is, can the youth be in charge, take charge at the forefront of the nation again, the way they have done so in the last 4 times, 1928, 1945, 1967, and 1998, right? You have 30 years to make a difference. Because if you want a world that is relatively safe, yeah, the 1.5 degree world or the 2 degree world, right, which is not great, but it's not so bad either, right, compared to a 4 degree world. If you want to achieve that, you have to start in the next 10 years, right? The whole world has to cut emission 50% in the next 10 years, and then 50% again in the next 10 years, and then 50% again in the next 10 years up to 2050. That's the simple formula, right? The question is, do we have the political will? And the reality is not all governments have the same political will. And secondly, do you have the same imagination, right? And not everyone has equal imagination, right? And what do we do with the opportunity? The opportunity is there, right? The resources are there, the tools are there, right? Can the young people work all these things to create a safer climate future? You know, I can't answer this, but this video project is the first step in that. It's one of the first steps in that direction, right? You're gonna live in that world, the world of 2045, and I don't think I'll be alive by then, right? Because that's quite some time away. But it's gonna be your fight. It's gonna be your future, right? And this is why it's very important for you to speak up, right? And the fun thing is what? The fun thing is not knowing where we are in terms of, you know, there's so many options and possibility, and knowing the challenge is so heavy, right? To be honest, that's the fun part of the youth playing its role, right? Because not everything is given on a silver platter. You have to fight for it. You have to break a new path, right? You have to take risks, right? The same way the youth of 1928, the youth of 1945, the youth in 1966 and 1998 took the same risks, not knowing their circumstances very well, but they charge ahead with courage and imagination. So that's your big challenge. The fifth challenge, the climate challenge. Can you meet up that challenge? I think you can. We're going to help you, the older people, you know, me, Marina. Sorry if I call you old, Marina. I don't imply that. But Vincent, Benedetto, you know, we are with you, right? With this project and all the other endeavors that you will do. So thank you. I'm very proud of all of you, our winners in this video competition, and I really appreciate your dedication and your love for Indonesia and your love for planet Earth. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Padino, for that encouragement. You heard it here, all the participants. Let this not be your last action for the Earth, but a step towards more further actions in the future. As we are closing the ceremony, we would like to invite all of the participants in the Zoom to please open your camera so that we can take a picture with all of you and we can save these moments together again in the future. So please open up your camera, and then on my cue, the FPCI team will take your picture. I will invite Reynaldi to give the cue, please.
Yes, right. Thank you, Esther. Okay, hi everyone. So please turn on your camera if you haven't already. And we're going to take screenshots of virtual photo together in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, one more.
Okay, sebentar ya. Hold up a little bit.
Okay. I'm also taking screenshots, so. Okay. 1,
So
2,
next page.
and 3. And maybe we will, I don't know, we can do another freestyle one more time. Okay, so let's do it in 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more for the next page. Okay.
Okay, ready?
1, yes, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Back to you, Esther.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for taking the pictures as well, Reynaldi. Again, congratulations to our top 20 finalists and the 10 early bird winners. And again, congratulations to all of the 200 participants for taking climate action for Indonesia and for the planet. We hope you enjoyed the competition as much as we do. And again, we would like to encourage you to take further climate actions for Indonesia in the future. And we hope to see you again one day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Ambassador Lateri, Ambassador Berg, Ambassador Jenkins,
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Ambassador
Thank you.
Pickett.
Thank you, Cindy, also. Cindy, you did a great job. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah.
Thank you, Pak.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Terima kasih, Cindy.